How does it feel to be the same sex as Donald Trump?
Okay, so I totally know where you're going with this. You're pointing at Donald Trump and then pointing at every other man in the face of the planet and saying, how does it feel to be the same gender as this man, who is a right-wing bigot? So I'm guessing the question could be better phrased as, how does it feel to be the same sex as this right-wing bigot? Well, let me ask you a question. How does it feel to be the same sex as Michelle Bachmann, as Kim Davis, as Shirley Phelps Roper, as Ann Coulter, or as Megyn Kelly? Huh? Somehow, I have a feeling that because I pointed this out, this somehow makes me a sexist bigot. Somehow.
Why do you hate rom-coms? Or do you just feel like you need to hate them?
Well, rom-coms are just not a film genre that I'm generally interested in, or a lot of men for that matter. What's wrong with a lot of men not liking a particular film genre? I'm sure that there are some guys out there that do enjoy them, but I'm not included in that group. Well, let me ask you this. Why do so many women not like science fiction? Okay, that may not be so applicable these days because it's cool to be a geek these days, and I was a geek way before it was fucking cool. But, go back even 10 years ago, not that many women liked science fiction. Now it seems to be the in thing for everyone to like science fiction. Maybe that will happen with romantic comedy someday. But today is not that day.
Everybody likes The Notebook. Everybody likes Beyonce. It's just a fact.
I think I'll get Teal Deer to respond to this one.
I heard you making a bunch of unsourced claims on the internet, so I just gotta say, citation needed!
Why do you make women sit around and talk about men in movies
When y'all easily just sit around and talk about boobs for hours?
Okay, so what group of males are we talking about here? It seems to me like you're talking about the 8 to 10-year-old demographic. I have never talked about boobs for hours with anyone. Where the hell are you even getting these questions from?
Why do you automatically assume that you won't like TV or movies that star a female lead?
I don't. I liked Xena Warrior Princess when it was on. Star Trek Voyager? Yeah, I liked that show too. Even before 7 came on, because I am a huge Star Trek nerd. And you know what? The fact that Captain Janeway was a woman was a non-issue to me. It seems to me that BuzzFeed and other feminists are way more obsessed with gender than anyone else is.
Why are you surprised when women are funny?
I'm probably funnier than you.
People who say things such as, I'm probably funnier than you, in my experience, often aren't, regardless if they are male or female. I have met women who are funny, I have met men who are funny, I have met women who are not funny, and I met men who are not funny. Comedy is not a function of gender.
Why do you think that we're obsessed with you when we hook up?
9 times out of 10, I just want you to leave too. I'm busy. I got shit to do.
Then tell the guy you want him to leave. It's really not that hard. You're the one that's making it hard here.
Why can't I sleep with as many people as I want to without being judged?
Oh yes, I forgot. Tiger Woods was totally congratulated when he cheated on his wife with multiple women. Yes, that's exactly what happened.
When men do it, they're congratulated.
Why do you need the approval of strangers?
Why do you consider a woman a tease if she doesn't sleep with you after 3 dates, but a slut if she sleeps with you on the first?
What planet are you living on?
In what world does no mean yes?
No means no.
I have a better title for this video. It should be called 36 Questions Feminists Have for Men. You feminists are obsessed with rape. Is that all that you ever fucking talk about? Doesn't it ever get tiring?
Why do you say that women are too emotional to be leaders?
Then justify catcalling by saying men just can't control themselves.
Well, I don't justify catcalling. I would like to point out that women catcall men too, but nobody does shit about that. The reason for that is because we just ignore it like rational humans should.
Why do you think that just because you're nice to me, I owe you my body?
I don't. I don't know a rational person who thinks that.
Why would you ever send an unsolicited dick pic?
Why would you ever send an unsolicited nip slip?
Why do you feel like it's okay to harass women or make offensive comments about women, but when somebody does it to your sister, it's not okay?
I don't believe harassing anyone is ever okay.
How does it feel to interrupt me when I'm in the middle of making a point during a meeting?
Man, you have the victim complex down pat.
Why do you have to sit with your legs so wide open?
I get that you have balls, but I don't stand around with my arms wide open to make room for my boobs.
It's this question that has me wondering if BuzzFeed has moved into trolling. This has to be the stupidest question I've ever heard. First of all, you can't compare breasts and testicles. The female equivalent of testicles would be your ovaries, and your ovaries are inside of you. When we sit down, our balls are between our legs. Your boobs are not in your fucking armpit. I mean, this isn't rocket science.
Why are women perceived as the weaker sex, even though we literally birth you? Like watermelons through like this.
On average, men have much more body strength than women. If you don't think that this is the case, try opening that bottle of pickles yourself next time.
Why is it so bad to show your emotions?
It means you're human.
You know, I used to have this female roommate named Kristen, and Kristen was not an emotional person at all. She hated showing her emotions, and one day she just basically cracked and just started crying on my shoulder one day when me and her were sitting next to each other. And so, being a nice person, I comforted her and tried to talk to her. Some people handle their emotions differently than you. Just because we don't handle them the same way doesn't make it bad per se. But, you know, this is such a foreign concept to you that I might as well be speaking Greek.
Why are you always trying to prove your masculinity to me?
It probably has something to do with being hardwired to want to win favor with women to be able to mate with them. Whether or not you like it, we are still a hunter-gatherer species. True, our technology has progressed far beyond that point, but not everything has.
Why the f*** isn't it ladylike to cuss? When did words get gendered?
What?
Maybe you should ask your mother this question. I really don't care if women cuss or not.
Why is it your first instinct to doubt women who have been sexually violated or raped?
Why do
Because that's the legal system that we use. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. I'm sorry, but just saying someone raped you isn't enough to put that person behind bars. Notice how feminists never talk about male victims of rape.
You assume a woman's angry because she's on her period.
Well, are you on your period?
Why do you think women that wear makeup are false advertising? We can say the same thing about your dick size.
Did you even think about that question before you asked it?
Why isn't it weird that there's a bunch of old white men sitting in a room making legislation about what I can and can't do with my body?
Do you have a coochie?
And yet more women than men vote. Funny how that works.
Why are straight guys so obsessed with lesbians?
Well, what's better than one thing that you love? Two of the thing that you love.
How does it feel to get kicked in the balls?
It hurts. A lot.
Do you ever get tired of trying to be manly all the time?
Oh, the irony with this one. It kind of looks like she got tired of being feminine all the time.
Why are you so afraid of gender equality?
I'm not, but please tell me why you think that guys are afraid of gender equality.
Why do I deserve to be paid less than you?
In what world does 77 cents equal $1?
In what world does 68 cents equal $1?
How is that fair?
Because as a high-ranking member of the patriarchy myself, I have to say that we're working hard to continually oppress women and blacks. That's just the way it is.
Why are you intimidated by a woman who makes more money than you? That's awesome! More money!
I'm not. My girlfriend makes way more money than I do, and I don't really care.
Why are opinionated women seen as bitches?
When opinionated men are seen as bosses.
You know, there's such thing as being opinionated without being a bitch. I know, this is probably news to you. The feminist hive mind seems to have brainwashed you very well.
Why aren't you speaking up when you hear your male friends behind closed doors make jokes that are offensive to women?
Well, I'd like to point out that earlier you said that you are probably funnier than me, but now you don't seem to like jokes. Seems like you're sending a mixed signal here. You know what I mean?
Why are you so afraid of recognizing your own privilege? Doesn't mean you're a bad person. Just recognize it and do something about it.
What privilege are you talking about here? How do I cash in said privilege? You know, I didn't even know I had privilege until you just mentioned it. So please tell me, again, how do I check my privilege? Is there an app for it? Is there some type of test that I can get done? You know, it almost sounds like you don't know exactly what you're talking about. You're just making broad statements and passing them off as truth, when in reality, there is nothing to substantiate your claims.